excited. When I was checking in, I noticed that my room changed, so that'll be interesting to see. I have a little bit of mixed feelings about it. Welcome back. If this is your first time tuning in and you like the videos, give me that thumbs up and definitely subscribe. We have a ton of new adventures, especially with the cruise industry opening back up. And of course, I'm Erica and I'm coming to you from Crushed. This is the last video that I'm filming in preparation for the Royal Caribbean cruise that I've got coming up. In last week's video, we talked about booking excursions, Wi-Fi, drink package. We looked at dining and then entertainment, and I mentioned that the entertainment wasn't available to be booked. Once I get onto the ship and I see what the entertainment is going to be, I will make sure to add that to future videos. In this week's video, we're going to look at the COVID restrictions, what is going to be required of me traveling to Florida. We're also going to look at the online check-in and how you can do that. There are two different ways, as well as the health questionnaire. I want to make sure that I share that. And then the last couple things that we're going to do, we're going to print off the documents that I'm going to need for my cruise, make sure that my insurance is good to go, and also printing off the luggage tags. And I'm really excited. The very next video that you guys are going to see, we're going to be getting on the plane and heading to Miami. We'll do all the recording on site, so it's going to be a lot different in this series, which is going to be awesome. It's going to change the dynamic of the videos. I'm so excited to finally be cruising again, and especially make the videos so that I can share them with you. This is going to be a blast. Remember, I booked an inside room towards the front of the ship, and I am no longer in that room. It'll be interesting to see what room I'm in whenever I get to the ship. I'll be sharing that with you in future videos. There are a couple cruise lines that first initially announced they were going to make vaccines a requirement. And if you were watching the news, Florida got a little upset. So that kind of made the cruise lines backpedal a little bit. Let me go ahead and put this right up here. Depending on which state you go to. So Florida, it's not required to be vaccinated, but in other states and other countries, it may be required that you are vaccinated to go on a cruise out of the port in that location. Without causing any kind of controversy, which I'm sure it will, I feel like that's the part that I can play, is make sure that I'm vaccinated, to make sure that I'm keeping not only myself safe, but also keeping everybody around me safe.
Let me be right by your side, cause I know that this is right. Don't be shy, just get to know me. We can take this somewhere else. You and me can find ourselves. Stop pretending we are lonely. I can't call your bluff, cause I know that this is love. Can't pretend that you don't feel it. Be that thing that you missed. I know you can't resist. Let me make your life easy.
I've gotten 2 separate emails from Royal Caribbean asking if I've been vaccinated. They also asked if I was willing to provide proof, and I replied yes to both of those emails. As you saw, I'm totally vaccinated and I'm ready to go. Now that we understand, you know, what the vaccination requirements are going to Florida, I want to show you the check-in process. You can do it on your laptop or you can do it on the application, both of which are super simple. Another thing that Royal Caribbean has added within the last couple of years is you adding a picture. It'll make check-in and getting on the ship a lot faster. So you go through and you make sure that you're choosing the party. You're going to add credit card information, also adding the passport information and verifying that the passport is not going to expire while you're on vacation. Think about that well in advance. And then lastly, whenever you're checking in, there are some health questions. Of course, this is evolving and going to change based on CDC guidelines and then whatever else Royal Caribbean has added and implemented to make sure that you are good to go, you're healthy, and you're ready to cruise safely. I am really looking forward to cruising. If I have to answer a couple questions, I am more than willing to do so. If I'm not mistaken, they need this information for the data and analytics to know what they need to do to evolve. It does take a couple days for everything to get processed, and then your e-documents show up right here whenever you go to Royal Caribbean's website. If you're unsure how to flip back and forth through the app, you just click on your little profile icon up at the top right, and it allows you to switch back and forth through sailing. So I don't know if you're supposed to, but We would typically show up before noon and take advantage of the cruise ship being pretty empty. In this situation and the new way of cruising, I'm not allowed to. Whenever I did my check-in, I picked 1 o'clock to do my embarkation, and during this time, as of the beginning of August, reading the rules and regulations, it looks like I'm going to be tested before I get on the cruise ship. And then based on what I'm reading right here, it's showing that I'm going to be tested also the day before I disembark. And all COVID tests are performed by third party, but they are going to be charged to my account. And it looks like I'll be paying $136. Now, this is not something that I added to my budget, so when we get to the end of this series, you know, we're looking at how much I actually spent. If this is something that you just don't want to pay for, then I would encourage you to maybe wait until this isn't a requirement. If I really want to cruise, I want to make sure that I'm abiding by what's required so that I can get back into cruising. Woo! The next thing I need to do is print all of my documents. You can either save them as a PDF and keep them on your phone, or you can go ahead and print them out. And then I'm also going to print off my luggage tags. And then the next thing I have to do is pack. I am going to be packing the same way for this cruise that I did in the past for our Barcelo trip down to Riviera Maya. I really like to pack everything in a giant backpack and one carry-on. I use a giant backpack and a hard shell suitcase that you can see behind me. Boom and boom. And I think I'm ready. So taking you on this adventure with me. What am I forgetting? We talked about the COVID rules and restrictions and online check-in, as well as printing off cruise documents and then packing. It looks like the very next video is gonna be us getting to Miami. Woo! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Sorry about that. I'm really excited to get to what is going to be now our new normal in this cruise and vacation world, and still stay safe. As you're researching and as you're prepping and planning for your future vacations, please keep all of these restrictions and rules and regulations in mind in order to be successful getting back into vacationing. I want you to feel like you can get back to a new normal and feel safe on these vacations. We're getting out there, we're loving the life that we're in, and at the same time, we're getting to the edge of our comfort zone. You know, we're making sure that we're staying safe when we're doing our part, but it still might be a little bit uncomfortable. The best way to get through that is to just make sure that you're informed, and that will hopefully alleviate some of that stress and anxiety, and it'll be a little less uncomfortable. But of course, in anything you do, don't forget to get out there and just crush it. What is that thing called? Oh yeah, you are... I don't know if you hear that. Typically, whenever you're cruising, you can just show up when, I don't know if you're supposed to, but I'm so excited. Cross your fingers the cruise doesn't get canceled. Let's get this party started. Hey, good morning. It is bright and shiny where I'm at, and I am so excited. I'm leaving for my cruise tomorrow. In preparation for that, I have to go and get a COVID test. New rules and regulations popped up within the last week after I had already recorded everything stating that I had to have a negative COVID test. I have to have that for embarkation. I'm headed to a CVS and I should have the results by the end of the day. So let's go. All right, crushed community, it is time. Let me turn that down. All right, it's time. Let's go get the nose swabbed. Left lane, right behind the Lexus. I have no idea why I'm nervous, but I'm nervous. And every time I travel, I get nervous tummy. So I just need to breathe and calm down. All right, it's time.
Thank you for choosing CVS Pharmacy. We've stocked select popular over-the-counter items in the...
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, I have a COVID test.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Erica.
Okay, thank you.
So far that was easy.
Can I see an ID?
Absolutely. I suppose people could take tests for other people. I don't know why you would want to do that though. They're just knocking out my paperwork. Then do a test there at 1 o'clock, and then also one more before I disembark. Either way, I have to have a negative test, regardless of being fully vaccinated.
Okay, there's your test kit. So first, get out the baggie that has the cotton swab and the test tube. And if you have a nostril that's more congested, then that's the nostril you start with.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, the swab is in the little paper thingy?
Yes.
Okay, I was looking for a long one. Okay, got it.
Whenever you're ready, go and get out the cotton swab. And whichever nostril you start with, you're going to insert the swab 1/2 inch, leave it in a circle 3 times, and then hold it still for 15 seconds.
And then just hold it there?
Yep. And when you're done with your first nostril, you're going to do the same thing in the second one.
Oh, it's making my eyeballs water. I lost count. Are you
You
counting?
can go ahead and repeat that in your other nostril now. Go ahead and put that inside your test tube.
Down?
Yep. You're going to put that test tube in the baggie that has the orange LabCorp logo. Yep.
Just stick it straight down?
Yep, just drop it in there.
Okay. Close it up.
Yep. And there's a separate baggie that has a disinfectant wipe. So you're going to put the LabCorp bag in this white metal box up here. You can use the wipe to help you grab the lid of the box so you don't have to touch it with your bare hands. Okay, and that's it. Thank you.
Okay, hey, thanks. I appreciate your time.
That's our what was that?
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is in there. I didn't have to touch anything, so that was awesome. Ooh, that tickled. Woohoo! It's all over there. Okay, real quick before we head back home, I don't want to talk to the camera and drive. That's just absolutely not safe. So that was not too bad at all. It kind of tickled going up my nose. It was weird. My eyeballs are still kind of watering, but it wasn't bad at all. We should be getting the test results by the end of the day, and then that's it. Woo! All right, so I am super excited for this. It wasn't too bad at all. Let's get the rest of this party started.